Check 1, 2. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to the Global Racing Network. We're back here once again for GRL Season 3. And we're here at Round 6 here at Zandvoort in the Netherlands. And we've got a special format for tonight. We're back with the sprint format. So we begin with a one-shot qualifying, then a 5-lap race, and then on to the main event of the 50% race round here at Zandvoort. And we've got a few debutants this evening for the for Tier 1 and the Global Racing Network as well. Mama in the Aston Martin is one of them, and Get Noted 24/7 is the other one in, I think he's in the Alpine. I'll just double check that. No, he's in the Williams, my apologies, as we follow him round now. Still fluctuating between positions, most people. Lucas Percy is up there, last week's winner. Honesy's having a, looks like he's having a decent qualifying session in the Ferrari. Dale Branco's up there. This has not been great from Tomgo Prof so far. Colin's out already. NZ Pro's out already, and so is Mama. So we've lost 3 during the lap in the middle sector. And is Honesy going to take a surprise pole position? We know what his pace is like in the Pro Formula Racing League. Is he going to stick it on the front row here? The answer to that is yes. Honesy on pole, 1 minute 10.534. With Waffler in second. That's a great qualifying session from Waffler. Dale Branco's up there in third, and Tomgo Prof is fourth, with Nice Job fifth. So very good qualifying session there. Couple of guys who are not normally up the order up there. So Honesy's on pole, and that could get very interesting for the race. Guys, stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly for the sprint race to commence. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Network, and for the sprint race we've got rain here at Zandvoort. It was bright sunshine for the qualifying session, so everyone will be running on wet tyres in the sprint race. This could turn into absolute catastrophe as the countdown is on. We're on the grid, and we go to 5 red lights here in Zandvoort. And it's lights out and away we go, and it's a good getaway from Honesy. Waffler bogged down a little bit. He has indeed. He's had to drop back. Tom's had a good start going up the inside. He's past Branco. Is he going to get past Waffler as well? I'm not sure. Waffler looks like he's just about hung on to it, but Honesy with an already big gap. Tom loses out a little bit. Dale Branco stuck back ahead. Maestro might try to go around the outside of Tom here. Physic is out of the race already. He's had a crash in the opening corners as they make their way up into the top hat for the first time. And Tom slotting back down to fourth. Maestro might look to try and get past here. If Maestro can get up with his teammate Honesy, that could be a very good result for Ferrari in this sprint race. P1 to 10 do get points in the sprint race as well. It's 10 points for first, and all the way down to 1 point for 10th. So still some big points to be had. There's been an accident at the back that's involving Colin and May, so they are to the back of the field, as it is a traffic jam going through the middle sector there. From Dale Branco has snuck past Waffler in the meantime. So Waffler down to third. Tom might lose out to Maestro here. Maestro's going to have a look down the inside. Is he going to have a late lunge? The answer is yes, and he has a late lunge on Waffler as well. Loses out to Tom. Tom loses it. I think he might have outbraked himself there, Maestro, and he just got caught out, and he's falling down the order very quickly, down to P8 now for Maestro. Whether that was a bit of a dive bomb, that'll be one for the steward's room later on, I think. As through the middle sector, and Mandro is off the road. He's had a coming together with somebody, I think. And back on his way again, but he's brought a little bit of a large train at the back here as well. So they're all scrapping for positions. Ivy Whittle's disconnected, so he's falling down the order pretty quickly. But Honesy, what a sprint race it's been from him so far. 2.2 seconds the gap between him and Dale Branco. And that is charging Lucas Percy in the Red Bull coming up the order. Last week's winner. Forcing Vitrosity over the curb, and Vitrosity has to back out of it. Lucas Percy barges his way through. Did he force Vitrosity off the track there? I'm not sure. That might be one again to be looked at. Oh, and who's that in the wall? That's Maestro, I think. It is indeed. I've just caught the tail end of that. He's lost his front wing in the process, and he is falling down the order. This sprint race has really put the cat amongst the pigeons, and quite a few people pitting at the end of that lap due to incidents. Mandro's actually retired, so he's going to be starting 16th. Maestro's also retired, so Maestro will start 15th on the grid for the main race. That's Waffler, and that's Lucas Percy round, and I think Vitrosity's followed him. Yes, he has. Cars absolutely everywhere in the middle sector. Lucas Percy is out of it because of it. Rhett Diver's had an off. It looks like it is very, very tricky conditions out there, and people just cannot keep it on the island. And it does look very treacherous out there indeed. Are the Inters not the right tyre? Are we going to see some pit stops during this sprint race? Only time will tell, really. If you've got cars spinning left, right and centre like that, there's a serious problem with the conditions. So Honesy still leads the way. Honesy really mastering these wet conditions here. The rest of them seem to be tripping over each other. Look at May in the Haas, who's trying to close down to the back of NZ Pro. Rick Divers into the pit lane. We saw him have his incident earlier on the previous lap. And what a good sprint race this has been from this man, Mama, up to 6th place. Crashed out in qualifying, and he's up to 6th, and he's looking like he's going to try and get into the top 5 if he can sneak past Waffler, who Waffler's just not adapted to these wet conditions at all. Really good qualifying from him, and then just fell down the order at the start of this race. So will Mama try and barge his way through in that number 69 machine? Only time will tell if he has a lunge up into Tarzan or not. Dale Branco, fastest lap, 1:19.9. First man we've seen in this race into the under the 1:20 mark. Waffler going defensive on Mama. Mama's going to go around the outside in Tarzan. Is he going to get it done? Waffler almost barges him off the road. Contact between the two of them. That gets Mama loose. Into the hairpin they go. Mama's got the inside and gets the move done. Great racing from him. So that Aston Martin up into 5th place, but Waffler's not done yet, you don't think. On board with Waffler coming through the top hat. Enzo Pro is out of the race, so he's going to be starting P13 on the grid. Just ahead of Lucas Percy, who won last time out in Hungary. Not Hungary, sorry. My apologies. Paul Ricard, should I say. Still looking for a bit of room, but I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll skip back to this man at the front, because it's gone Honesy's way in the sprint. And Honesy comes across the line and takes the win in the sprint. Honesy crosses the line, gets the checkered flag. Dale Branco in 2nd, Tom 3rd. Nice job will start 4th on the grid. Mama, after having a poor qualifying, starts P5 on the grid for the main race. Waffler's P6. Trosty's P7, May is P8. Get noted on his Tier 1 and Global Racing Network debut is P9. Ivy Whiffle will be P10 and might not be over and done with for P11 and 12. There's contact between Colin and Wreck Diver. I don't know whose fault that was there, or they just tripped over each other. But as it stands, Colin will get P11 and Wreck Diver will get P12. In fact, a change of plan on the line. Colin lets Wreck Diver go across at the end. I think that was probably to stop an appeal there, really. So Wreck Diver 11th, Colin 12th. So guys, that was qualifying for the main race. Stay tuned. And we'll be back for the main race very shortly. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Network, and we're ready for the main race then. The formation lap for the Dutch Grand Prix is underway here in GRL Tier 1. Honesy, after having a great qualifying, a great sprint race, is on pole position. DL Branco is alongside him in the Red Bull in second. Tomgo Prof is in third place. Nice job, after recovering a bit, to say the least, is starting P4 in this race. Same with Mama. He starts pit from P5 on his debut. Waffler starts in P6. Atrocity starts P7. May is down in P8. Get Noted on his debut's P9. Ivy Whiffle is P10. Wreck Divers P11. Not a great sprint race for him. Colin Sol is P12. NZ Pro P13. Lucas Percy, last week's winner, P14 on the grid. See what he'll be able to do from there. Maestro down the order as well, P15 after crashing out in the sprint race. Mandro's P16 after doing the same, and the same Reek Physic crashed out in the sprint race is at the back in P17 as they make their way to the grid then. Dale Branco going a little bit too fast, went straight through the middle of Honesy's car there, so they will reset on the grid shortly though. And then we will be good to go for round number 6 of GRL Tier 1 here from the foggy Zandvoort on the sand dunes. Pirelli saying it's going to be an easy one-stop race. We'll see how they do as we go to 5 red lights here in Zandvoort. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a good getaway from Honesy, but I think DL Branco got a pretty even start. He's going to have his nose up the inside into turn 1. That was Mama being banged off the road, I think, by Tom, and I think May have had a spin in the middle there as well in the house. He's down the order, but DL Branco has snuck past Honesy at the start after getting a pretty good getaway. So Honesy's down the order. Nice job is scrapping away with Tom, and Waffler side by side with Mama as well as they made their way into the top hat for the first time. Tom having to try and stick it around the outside. That's risky through this middle sector. Has to give way eventually. Nice job up to third from the start of the race. As Mama looks to try and stay with the leaders here. Waffler is up to P6 as well. Get Noticed had a very good start. He's jumped up 2 positions in the early stages. Wreck Diver the same as well, due to incidents of various descriptions on the opening lap. As we make our way around to complete lap 1, and that's Mama with a spin on the inside of the final corner. He's rolling backwards. Is he going to be able to get it spun round? He's done the sensible thing and wait for everybody to get past and then rejoin, but it's going to leave him well down the order, to say the least. Reek Physics just entered the pit lane and got a speeding for a penalty for speeding into the pits. For Atrocity's into the wall at the hairpin, so he has had a moment. But Honesy staying in touching distance of DL Branco here. Nice jobs up there as well. It's not been a great start for Tom either, losing the position to Nice Job early on. Whether that'll come back to haunt him later in the race, we'll have to wait and see. Tom is on the mediums from the start, so it'll be interesting to see how he copes. Honesy was the same as well. Quite a few running on the mediums from the start. I mean, it is an easy one-stop round here, regardless of what strategy you're on. which will make it interesting. Colin is in the wall. Virtual safety car is brought out. That is at the banked final corner. So the safety car's been brought out because of it. So they will all slow down to a sensible pace. So all the drivers will have to obey to the delta until the incident, or the debris should I say, gets cleared up, and then we'll be back underway. Colin bringing out the virtual safety car. He has pitted for a new front wing after hitting the inside wall and losing it. Get noted, gets a drive-through penalty. Not obeying the delta under the VSC unfortunately, but we're back underway, and Honesy has closed the gap a little bit to Dio Branco behind that virtual safety car. Another man who also has closed the gap is Tom. He's closing down to Waffler, who just got past him before the VSC came out. So Tom will look to try and get back past if he can. Easier said than done round Zandvoort though. And I think I see spots of rain in the air. Are we going to get another twist to the tail in this race? Well, this is music to the ears of the soft runners. Lucas Percy spun in the middle sector, so there's definitely rain coming down. How quick is it going to turn wet though? I mean, like I say, regardless, the soft runners just need to stay out there and then can pit. Hence why I think we've seen a lot more people start on the soft tyres. I think there was maybe some intel within the teams that there was rain on its way. Meanwhile, Tom's going to try and make a pass with DRS round the inside of Waffler. Waffler's going to try and hang it out there if he can and gets a bit better traction out of the corner. Is he going to send it into the hairpin? The answer is yes. They're going to be scrapping away at these two. Tom gets the better exit on the banking, but Waffler's still there and eventually has to cede weight. But Waffler will still stay with him if he can. On board with Waffler, and it is coming down now. It's just how quickly is the track going to turn very wet. That's the crucial thing here. If it's just spitting like this and then clears out, they might stick to the dry tyres. Only time will tell on that front. There are a few guys at the back pitting for inters, which I think it might be a little bit early for yet. But each to their own. As Wreck Diver is catching up to these two, I've just noticed, on board with him in the McLaren. Waffler still all over the bumper of Tom Prof, and we have got a wet racetrack now. You can see the water starting to collect on the surface. Wet tyres are a must, you would think, or intermediates at least from here on in. So only time will tell on that front. Reet Physic has DNF'd, and that's brought out a safety car, so that is music to the ears of the leaders. Free pit stop, you would like to say, and with the conditions turning very wet, probably an ideal time for that safety car to come out to get on to the inters. At that point in time, it's just whether will the rain clear out before the safety car peels in. That's going to be the question. Now, Atrocity's on the hards here. If he sits it out and the weather's gonna clear, that might not be a bad strategy call, but it depends. He might pit back in for the inters, but we'll soon find out. Del Branco in for inters. Same for Honesy. Nice job also in for the inters. I think we're going to see everybody in here, I think. Every single car on the grid is going to be in. It's a very busy pit lane down there. The interesting one, we'll see if Atrocity sticks it out or not. As the leaders pile up behind the safety car. Guys, we're going to take a quick break as always, and then we'll be back shortly for the restart. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Network. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap. DL Branco is backing them up, and the weather has continued to drain the spirits that everyone's on the intermediate tyres. DL Branco has gone at the last second, and we're back underway. And Honesy's already coming under attack from Noise Job around the outside into Tarzan, and has to back out of it, I think. So Honesy up to second place. And Lucas Percy has just made a move on me there. He's up to 7th place. DL Branco already starting to pull a gap on them here. Mandro's got some defending to do from Lucas Percy now. May's there with him as well. He's got Wreck Diver just ahead of him. So this could get interesting, to say the least, on board with Lucas Percy, who's trying to go around the outside. Can't quite do it there. Will they have a look down into the chicane? Yes, he will. Has to go over the curb. Mandro forces him over the curb a little bit there. So Lucas Percy just about lives to fight another day. As he looks to try and stay with Mandro here. As meanwhile, Enzo Pro's trying to get past Mama. This is over 9th position. Maestro is starting to get involved in this battle as well. There's Maestro behind, on board with Maestro now, heading up to the top hat. Will he try and make a move? The answer so far is no. Maestro looking like he's just trying to stay in position here. Maestro looking to make a move. Enzo Pro's got past him. Will Maestro have a look up the inside? The answer there is no. Back forward to Lucas Percy, who's now scrapping away with Wreck Diver. Will then he try and make a move? Lucas Percy to the inside. Right, Diver's going to try and defend it round the outside into Tarzan. Lucas Percy's through, so he's up into 5th position, back to the front. And Honesy is staying with DL Branco here. Will he see if he can make a lunge at the minute? The answer is no to that. A bit further back behind them, Tom's trying to get past Noise Job, who he seems to have been stuck behind Nice Job for majority of this race, since Nice Job passed him on lap 1 and has not been able to get past since. Rain's starting to ease off, but it is still a very wet racetrack out there. Nice Job slipping and sliding in front. Tom will look to try and make a move at some point. It's just when he will. And who's that off the road? That is Colin off the road. It's a DNF on track as well. Is that going to bring out anything? The answer to that is I don't think it will, but Lucas Percy will try and make a move in the meantime. The incident's being cleared. So Colin is out of the race. Lucas Percy down the inside of Tom and gets it done into Tarzan pretty easily, to say the least. So Lucas Percy up to 4th and can go and have a go at Nice Job in front now, who Tom has been sat behind all race, to say the least. Nice little three-way battle developing here. So Tom will look to try and make a move if he can. Can Lucas Percy do something that Tom has not been able to do so far? We'll find out, and the answer to that is yes. So Lucas Percy gets past Nice Job, and as it stands, it's a Red Bull 1-2 in the early stages of this race. So Lucas still leading the way. Nice Job still defending from Tom. Tom has a look at sticking his nose up the inside. A Nice Job there. Couldn't quite do it. Honesy has gone on to the mediums. That is a very interesting call. Is he struggling out there? He's upshifting very quickly, which makes me think he probably is. There is a dry line starting to appear and the track is drying. But I'm starting to think that might have been a decision made a little bit too early in this race. Now will Tom get past Nice Job here? He's been trying and trying for the last few laps and just cannot find a way past that Alfa Romeo. Lucas Percy's managed to do it and he's now chasing after the leader DL Branco. Just looks like it's not going Tom's way. Nice job going defensive on Tom. Tom to the outside. Will he get the move done here? Will he do the switch back into Tarzan? Has a look at it. He just cannot find a way through, can Tom? Nice Job is the widest Alfa Romeo you've ever seen tonight, ladies and gents. And lap 18 out of 36, halfway through this race, and he's still not past him as it stands. It could be a very long night, to say the least. Yellow in sector 1, that's Maestro off the road unfortunately. And Nice Job might find his way through. Oh my goodness me! There is contact between Tom Goprof and Nice Job. That is surely going to be a safety car, and it is. I did not see that coming at all. Nice Job and Tom. Tom, like I say, been battling his way through and has had a very serious accident. With Nice Job, that definitely will be one for the steward's room later tonight. And everyone's going to be piling into the pit lane because there's no rain now. And people can whack on a set of tyres to get them to the end of the race. This advantage is for the 2 McLarens and the 2 Red Bulls. They're already past the pit lane, so they couldn't make the pit stop in time, unfortunately. So they will have to go around for another lap, but I didn't expect that coming. That looked, I'm going to have a look back at that myself actually, because it looked like it was a fair bit of contact between the two of them. Came a bit out of the blue, did that incident, to be honest. I didn't really see it coming myself, as they were battling away. Anyway, Dale Branco into the pit lane. So I'm just watching it back now as they're coming through the second to last corner. Tom gets a really good run on Nice Job into the final corner. Nice Job slows down a little bit, charging his battery, and then it's almost like they turned into each other. It'll be investigated, but I'm not sure if Tom turns across. I need to see Nice Job's POV of it really to get an opinion on it. So only time will tell on that one, as Dale Branco has caught up to the safety car. We'll take a quick break as always, and we'll be back shortly for the restart. Welcome back, guys, to the Global Racing Network. The safety car is coming in at the end of this lap, and DL Branco will get us underway. Lucas Percy second, Wreck Diver third. May, having the look at the pit stops, has got that Haas up into fourth place. When will DL Branco go? The answer is he's gone very last second, and we're back underway. His teammate Lucas Percy's looking to try and attack him into turn one. Can't quite get it done there. May's lost a position already at the restart. Will Lucas try and duck underneath him? Can't quite do it there. Staying tight to the back of DL Branco right now. Not letting him get away. 23 out of 36, 13 to go in this Dutch Grand Prix. And who's that off the road? That is Waffler. Off the road in the AlphaTauri. He's had a moment. Lucas Percy round the outside. Contact between the two teammates. They've got to be careful here that they don't make too many mistakes. And Lucas Percy sneaks through into the race lead. DL Branco is not going to be happy about that from the antics from his teammate. Mama on his debut in the Aston. Down the inside he goes of Wreck Diver into Tarzan. Side by side between the two of them, and Mama comes out on top there. Will Wreck Diver try and respond to Mama's antics? Well, he's made a little mistake. The Aston Martin driver coming out of turn 4. Wreck Diver still couldn't quite find a way through though there. Very hard to make a move on this circuit. Lucas Percy over the line, fastest lap, 1:11.9 for the Red Bull driver. DRS is re-enabled as Honesy's trying to get past May in the meantime. A recovering Honesy, to say the least, after making a bit of an early change to the dry tyres. Had to change back to the Inters, which did cost his race just that little bit. Down the order, Vetrosty is trying to get past NZ Pro, on board with him as he exits the top hat. Will he have a look up the inside of NZ Pro? Only time will tell, really. And Vetrosty is through on the inside, gets the move done. NZ Pro will try and fight back and goes into the back of Vetrosty there. Has he picked up wing damage from it? I think he might have just got away with that, but it looked like he locked up NZ Pro and couldn't do anything about it. On board with Honesy, who's trying to get past Wreck Diver, and Wreck Diver in front's trying to get past Mama. This is the battle for what would be third place. Honesy's doing well to stick with these. Meanwhile, back at the front, Del Branco is trying to get back past his teammate Lucas Percy for the lead of the race. Only time will tell if Del Branco does make the move. He's got DRS on Lucas Percy. Will he make a move into Tarzan? Can't quite get it done on that occasion. Wasn't quite late enough on the brakes. But Lucas Percy remains where he is. As Del Branco still doing well to stay with Lucas here. He's dropped a little bit off the pace, but he's still catching there or thereabouts. Honesy's looking like he's going to get past Wreck Diver with DRS assistance over the line. Wreck Diver's still there though, and will try and hang it round the outside if he can. Honesy gives him room, but Honesy cuts in front on the exit of the corner and he's up into 4th position. Back at the front, Del Branco still trying to get past his teammate Lucas Percy. He's got 8 laps if he's going to do anything about it, and so far it looks like it's going the way of a Red Bull 1-2. As Del Branco still staying with Lucas Percy here. Still trying to stay with him as much as he can. And Del Branco does close onto the back of Lucas Percy that little bit more. And the Pro is out of the race, so we're going to see a safety car for that. The answer to that is looking ever slightly no. So the Pro has retired. And we're not going to see anything for it, so it will still be the race to the end, as Del Branco still looks to try and make his move, sensing when his opportunity is going to come. Will it be sooner rather or later? That is the question. DRS for Del Branco. Del Branco's going to go round the outside and loses the rear end of the car. Does Del Branco? I think he's knocked his front wing as well. This is going to allow Honesy through, surely it is. Mama's through as well, and so is Wreck Diver. This is a disaster for Red Bull. Is this Del Branco tried to go for a move, and it has cost him dear in the end. He probably should have just sat and worked with his teammate. He was trying to go for glory himself, and it looks like it is going to cost him dear. On board with Mandro, and Mama is off the road. So that gives Del Branco a place back. Mandro will look for a move on Del Branco, which he's going to try and pull off now. Around the outside, Del Branco clatters into Mandro there. And Mandro stays with him. Tom might try and get past Del Branco here as they make their way onto the front straight. Branco is heading for the pit lane, but Tom will get DRS for good measure. Mama is also in. Waffler's battling away with Maestro for the final points place at the back. Had DRS on Maestro edge to bring him that little bit closer in the latter stages of this race. That's Waffler again. We'll try and stay with him. Waffler still trying to make the move on Maestro here, and he can't quite find the way through still. Mandro's trying to get past Wreck Diver. This is for the final podium place as it stands, and he's only got a number of laps to do it. In fact, he's only got 2 laps to try and make the move as we head on to lap 34. Sorry, my maths is bad. 3 laps to do it. My apologies. Waffler is finally dispatched of Maestro, which he was trying to do in the early stages. As Mandro has got past Wreck Diver there, as we just seen. So Mandro is up into third place. Will Wreck Diver respond? We'll have to wait and see. DL Branco's going to try and make a move on Vitrosity, who's trying to recover after his spin, and he's up into 7th place. Mama will also try and recover as well if he can. Maestro trying to get back past Waffler again. Like I say, this final points place, these lot are scrapping over. So Maestro will look to try and make a move if he can. At the minute it's not quite going that way for him, as Lucas Percy in the Red Bull, after having a scrap with his teammate and his teammate spinning out, is on to the final lap, and it looks like it's going to be 2 out of 2 for him in GRL. He won last time out at Paul Ricard, and it looks like he's going to do the same again here at Zandvoort in the Red Bull. Honesy behind him, not had a bad race either. Honesy obviously qualified on pole, his best qualifying so far this season, and it looks like he's going to come home for his best finish in GRL this season as well, with a 2nd place. It's going to be nice as well to see Mandro back on the podium as well, if he does manage to hang on to 3rd place from Wreck Diver. But Lucas Percy is going to make it 2 out of 2 here in GRL. He rounds the final corner. Lucas Percy wins the Dutch Grand Prix here in GRL Tier 1. He comes home for 1st place. Honesy in the Ferrari comes home for his best finish of the season in 2nd. Mandro comes home for P3. Wreck Diver's home for P4. Tonga Prof is home for P5. May's going to come home for his best finish of the season. He's going to come home for 6th place in the Haas. DL Branco, after having the spin after battling his teammates, going to come home for 7th place. Mama's home for P8 Vitrosity. Mama's home for P9 Vitrosity jumps ahead of him with penalties. Maestro will round the final corner to complete the top 10. Waffler's just rounding the final few corners. He's going to come home in P11. Shameful Waffler, because he started 2nd on the grid, and unfortunately wasn't quite to be for him. Couple of mistakes really cost him dear. Unfortunately, 2nd on the grid in the sprint race that was. Mandro gets driver of the day, pretty deserved really. All the way up the order from the back of the grid to 3rd place. Really good drive from him, and a great drive from that man right there. Lucas Percy takes his 2nd win in GRL, 2 wins in a row for him on his debut season, and he sprays the champagne in delight. Guys, thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next time.